All right, what's good, man? The Masculine Podcast is back. Got some interesting news, a little sports in here, but I'm joined by my co-host CEO. CEO, say what's up to the people.
Yeah, what's good, peasants?
But Brandon Miller, basketball player at Alabama, Crimson Tide, Alabama, was in some controversy. So basically, uh, he drove a car that had a gun in it to another teammate, Darius Miles, I believe his name is. Darius
Okay.
Miles did legally own the gun, but
hmm
Brandon actually drove the car to Darius after texting him, "Hey, I need you to bring my gun." So, and people
Okay.
are mad that Alabama kept him and said that he needs to be arrested and stuff like that. And the police said Brandon really didn't do anything wrong. So,
Okay.
see what's your takes on that?
All right. So, I mean, is that the full context?
The full
Like,
context. Okay, here's the full context. Darius got into an argument with some girl and his her boyfriend. He
okay.
texted Brandon, "Hey Brandon, come bring me my joint, aka his gun." His gun was in the car. Brandon got the gun. Darius took it from the car. Then Darius started shooting, and Brandon drove off, not knowing what he was going to do with the gun. I'm assuming not knowing what he was going to do with the gun. But he
Okay.
did text him. But Brandon did know he had the gun, Darius's gun in the car, and Darius did bring it to him.
Okay.
So when people are upset, like, why are you keeping Brandon and stuff like that? And people are saying, well, Brandon, he comes from a two-parent household. Father actually played football at Alabama. And
hmm
people are saying, he's actually a good kid. He's made a dumb mistake. But people are like, no, we want justice. He needs to be kicked off the team and all this other shit. So
Okay. So, I mean, whose car was it?
it was his car.
Okay. So, I mean,
But it was Darius's gun, legal gun.
okay, I can't. Then, I mean, all he did was give him his property, right?
Yes. Yeah, basically.
I mean, he didn't know what it was for, right? Obviously. Um, he just one of his teammates told him, "Bring me a piece of my property," and he said, "All right, I'll bring you your property." And he gave him his property, and the dumbass decided to kill somebody with it. So, I mean, I don't really see where, like, I don't see where the issue is specifically. You know what I'm saying?
Well, people are upset that, I guess they wanted him kicked off the team. The police said he's not guilty. He didn't really do a crime technically,
All
and
right.
and people are kind of defending him, saying, "Listen, he's a good kid." His coaches, his family came out, his lawyers, everybody's saying that he's a good kid. He doesn't really get into trouble. Like he's not from like the hood per se. Like he's honestly a good kid. And they're just saying like we're trying to write this off as like he made a dumb decision as a 21-year-old.
Okay.
But people are upset and saying, "Oh well, this is BS. He was accomplice to a crime. Someone died and all that stuff." And people are just upset, honestly.
I mean, I can understand. Like, I would understand if people were upset and because he knew what Darius was going to do with the gun, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But he didn't, right?
I'm assuming he didn't. All it said in the text messages is he did tell him to bring him his gun. Did
Okay.
Brandon know he was probably going to shoot it? We don't know but at the end of the day, like if I leave something in your car and I say, "Hey, can you bring me my jacket and your car seal?" You just gonna say no? I'm not gonna give you your jacket, even though it's my property.
Yeah, I mean that's the point. Yeah, I mean that's what I say. He didn't do anything wrong. I mean,
But it's mainly conservatives, whites who are mad because I guess some quarterback at Florida got like kicked off the team for saying nigga and some rap lyrics or whatever, and people are
okay,
upset about it.
okay,
Like Clay Travis, Clay, whatever you know him to Clay
yeah,
Travis.
yeah, from Outkick, yeah, I know him.
Yeah, yeah. He's like upset saying, this is BS, why is he on the team? And they're only keeping him because he's in Alabama. And it happened in Alabama. So it's like, oh, they're only keeping him because he's from Alabama. The cops are Alabama fans and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, it's not that serious. Clearly, you can tell he's not a bad kid. He's made a dumb decision. Like everybody makes dumb decisions.
I mean, but yeah, I guess you could call it a dumb decision, but I mean, yeah, if someone was like, "Oh, I have my whatever like at your shit at your in your car, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, I'm gonna give you your thing back. I'm gonna drive it. I'm gonna give it to you back. Like, is that really something dumb to do? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. I feel like everybody would do that in that situation.
And even if he did know he was gonna use it or he was
Hmm.
gonna like carry it around,
Hmm.
you really want are you really gonna say no to it? Clearly this Darius Miles guy he's from the hood. He's really about that life because he killed somebody. He's going to fucking prison for it.
Right.
You really want to be like, no, I'm not gonna give you your gun and then deal with him at because they're teammates. They live on the same. Do you really want to deal with that?
Yeah. Not only that. I mean, it was. You said it was a legal gun. It's not like
Yes, it's his legal gun.
he was not like, oh, go give me like a random illegal gun and bring it to me. That wasn't the case.
Yeah.
He was just giving back his property. So I don't get where it was a dumb decision. Particularly, like, I mean, I don't get why it was a dumb decision to give somebody back their property. If you like,
Well,
let's
you
say,
have to assume if he's asking, I'm assuming he left his gun. I'm just not. He didn't just leave his gun accidentally in there. He left it in there for a while, and then Brandon. Oh yeah, by the way, Brandon did cover up the gun so he wouldn't be caught with it. So clearly he was leaving it in there for a reason. Him and Brandon are good friends. So if he's asking for the gun, you have to think, okay, something's going on. So, but I mean, I don't.
yeah,
I'm not trying to say it's a. I don't think it's a dumb decision. I would have just gave him the gun and fucking left. Like it's none of my business. That's his legal property. Is what it is. But I'm trying to understand where people are trying to get at him. Like I don't know. I'm saying maybe like the police and the coaches are saying it's a dumb decision. They're saying it's a dumb decision for him to do that. Basically trying to say, listen, we know he's not about that life. He's actually a good fucking kid, and we're not trying to kick him out the school, especially since he wasn't committed with anything, and the police said he didn't do anything wrong.
I mean, he didn't pull the trigger. He didn't do anything wrong. I mean, he just returned somebody's property. That's how I see it. I mean, he can't just
Yeah,
not say, you know what? No, I'm not going to bring you the gun. That's your property. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but it's majority of conservative whites who are mad, and they're still mad over that quarterback who got kicked out of Florida because he said nigga this, and I agree that was stupid. He should never got kicked out of Florida, but it's like you can clearly tell, like you know,
Hmm.
it's not Brandon's fault. Society's fucked up. Like
No,
it's not his,
no. I mean, it's like giving somebody's like driving somebody's car to them and giving them their car, and if they run somebody over, I mean, is that
it's
really your
not your
fault?
fault.
Right. I mean, it's like we shouldn't just blame him by association. It was his teammate. You can't really avoid him. I
Yeah,
mean,
well, they're
so
friends. Clearly, they're friends.
I mean, yeah, I don't. He didn't do anything wrong. I don't think his life deserves to get destroyed over this. I really don't think.
And you think he should remain on the team, right?
I do. He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything wrong, in my opinion. Like, okay, maybe he didn't. He wasn't super proactive in terms of being like, you know what? I hear you on your phone. You sound angry. I'm not going to bring you your gun because you're going to do something stupid with it. Um, but I mean, who would like? How many people would really do that? You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, like especially if you're like 20, 21, like
mhm,
you're part of that culture,
right.
and like you don't want to be you don't want to be that guy, So
Yeah, it's just he didn't do anything wrong, bro. He was just it was a bad he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
and
That's
that's what they also said, he was at the wrong place at the wrong time, and so me and you are in agreement. So
yeah, we're in
some
agreement.
of all, listen, you Arkansas white conservatives, you clowns, get over it. That guy got kicked out of Florida. And by the way, I don't agree with the quarterback getting kicked out of Florida when he was repeating some rat lyrics and it said nigga. I don't agree with it. But get over it. All right. You're acting like he was gonna be the next Tim Tebow or some shit. And get over this Brandon Miller stuff. Anybody can clearly see he's not the bad guy here. It's the Darius Miles guy and Darius is Miles' friend who came up from Maryland who was just visiting him. So those are the bad guys, not Brandon Miller.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But that's our thoughts, man. What are your COs? Is there anything you want to say to the quote unquote peasants?
Nah, they're peasants. They don't deserve advice.
All right. Mexican podcast out.